Hey everyone, hope you're having a good time, a good end of the year, a good festive season. Uh, I think we had lots of things happening in tech in 2022, but towards the end, we had this flurry of some amazing stuff which was happening across medical tech, across AI, across social networking. But I think the one thing in tech which captured most of the newsprint, at least in December 2022, was this phenomenal release of something called ChatGPT by OpenAI. Now, most of you who are listening to me are, I suppose, people who are interested in tech, and you must be, ChatGPT must be coming out of your ears, and there's so much which is being written about it, so much which is being said about it. It rocketed to 1 million users in like less than a week, the fastest anything that tech has ever come out with. And there's a lot that can be said about this large language model, which is built on GPT-3 or GPT 3.5 of OpenAI. What I will focus on today is a question which a lot of people are asking. Is this something which is going to make Google scared? Is it going to dethrone Google? Will it replace search? And many users are very convinced that it will. I mean, if you kind of go on Twitter, there are people who kind of are saying that Google is done. Someone else is pronouncing that OpenAI just killed Google. And the twist here is that OpenAI, actually one of its largest, if not the largest external investor, is Microsoft. And obviously Microsoft and Google are, not necessarily the best of friends. And from what I hear, all or most of ChatGPT actually runs on Microsoft's Azure platform, which the Google Cloud is battling for #2 place with. So is it going to happen? Is GPT-3 based ChatGPT something which can threaten search? Most of you would know that ChatGPT is based on OpenAI's earlier large language model, which in itself was very impressive, called GPT-3. And GPT-3 is trained on a massive body of text with 175 billion neural network parameters. In fact, all of Wikipedia is about 0.6% of what GPT-3 is trained on. GPT-4, which is coming soon, is trained, they say, on 100 trillion plus parameters and will significantly up the game. Now, what is a language model? A language model basically uses machine learning to predict what the next word in a sentence should be based on the previous entry or prompt. And so many times, these kind of models have been called the world's most powerful autocomplete technologies. They feed on a humongous number of sentences, facts, dialogue samples, etc., which they've been fed with, and they learn the statistical patterns to assemble them in a coherent order. And that's why they are so good at conversation and flow. Most of them, however, are not optimized for truth. They are optimized for flow, conversation. They really do not understand what they are saying. It's said that sometimes they are hallucinating. As another expert rather succinctly put it, these models strategize to be plausible rather than truthful. Now, search engines, on the other hand, also don't understand what they serve up, but they don't even pretend to understand. Their job is to crawl the web, algorithmically surface the presumably most relevant search links for you, along with their sources, and then you kind of decide. But the key word here is presumably, because that's what a pure search engine would do. But then the business models around search, which actually has made Google so rich, does not really serve up purely the best links. They also mixes it with paid links, sponsored links, links which have been manipulated to appear up front, things which we call search engine marketing or search engine optimization. And so that's what search engines do. Now, theoretically, ChatGPT in its current avatar cannot really compete with search. For one, it cannot crawl the web. So there is the biggest, more fatal flaw. And the other is that it kind of stops after sometime in 2021. It has not been fed any information after 2021. And so with these two things, it's not really something which which would make Sundar Pichai nervous. However, there isn't really anything which can prevent ChatGPT to crawl the web. In fact, John Schulman, who's one of OpenAI's co-founders, has gone on record to say that they will bring out an upgrade, which is tentatively called WebGPT, in the next few months, and that will be able to crawl the web. Now, that could make Sundar Pichai and his team set up a ChatGPT-like conversation interface running on the mighty GPT-4, powered by Microsoft Cloud, and perhaps integrated with its search engine Bing. So that could now become a real competitor to Google. Now, this is not to say that Google is not working on a similar product. Google has amazing, enormous AI capabilities. They own perhaps the best deep learning engine available with DeepMind. Google Brain is a big, huge AI engine that they have. Last year, if you remember, Google released something called Lambda, which pretty much does what ChatGPT also does. And in fact, Lambda was so lifelike that one of its engineers even claimed that it was sentient. It could feel or perceive things. Google announced that it will integrate Lambda in its search, its voice assistant, Gmail, Docs, Drive, everything. And Pichai has gone on record again to say that they intend to create a conversational interface that allows people to retrieve any kind of information, text, video, audio, visual, across all Google's products just by asking it to. And so, this could be something which could be very powerful. And I think it could set off these new search wars. In the last one, Google completely dominated everyone else. Who knows now? But and even if ChatGPT does not dethrone Google, I hope that it can do a few good things. It could better our search experience, finally give Google a competitor so that it starts innovating again, and hopefully make the interface of search user-driven rather than the very advertiser-driven interface that it has become. So there are interesting times ahead. 2023 will see this amazing explosion, Cambrian explosion of language models, including GPT-4, stuff that Google brings out, stuff Meta brings out, many such things. And so we expect a super exciting future ahead. Meanwhile, will ChatGPT or something similar to that replace search or not? We have to wait and see. And I would really be interested and curious to know what you think. Thank you very much. Have a great 2023 and see you again.